Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how I've made my Delivering Cheer floating panel card. As you can see there, it just opens up in the two flaps on the end. So the stamp set I've used is in the new mini catalogue, and it's mainly a Christmas stamp, I guess. You know, she's got different things to hold, she's got different outfits here. But I wanted to make it more a birthday card because we're only in September, and my class ladies might not be quite ready to start making Christmas things yet. So I've used the gorgeous Whimsy and Wonder Speciality Designer Series paper, and I've used this one here with the little presents. So you only kind of give away a little bit of holly here and there, but I love this. I love this whole suite, and I'll be doing a special class on this in probably the end of November, I think this one is. But for now we're just using this one, but as a birthday, more of a birthday designer series paper. And then this cute scallop here with the stitching is from the Scalloped contour dies. Now this has a matching stamp set as well. You can buy it as a bundle, but it's the third largest scallop there, and I thought that was a really nice way to pop her on there. Okay, so I'm going to show you the supplies you need to make this card. So you need a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and this measures 10 inches by 4 1/8. You need some Misty Moonlight cardstock, 2 pieces, and these two measure 2 inches by 3 7/8. The designer series paper, again 2 pieces, and these measure 3 5/8 by 1 3/4. And if you cut them at the same time, you can match them up at the top of your card so the presents are following on from each other there. Like I say, one of the third biggest scallops, that's in basic white, and you just need a piece of cardstock as well to stamp your lady on, and I'll show you how I did that as well. So first off, we're just going to score this piece of cardstock. Let's bring in my trimmer, and you want to score this on the long side at 2 1/4 inches, and again at 7 3/4 inches. I just need the arm out for this one. 7 3/4, or you could just do, you know, 2 1/4 at each end. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that at both ends, give it a little burnish. It's my favourite thing, or one of my favourite things to do, is to make fancy fold cards. Okay, so let's bring in these layers. Like I say, you can match them up. That's going to be the top, and there'll be a little border all the way around. I was trying to work out which colour I wanted to put in the background from the papers, but I decided the Misty Moonlight looked really pretty with it. Okay, and of course you could do this with other papers. I just really liked the presents things she was carrying, all those presents. Oops, there we go. Layer that one on first. I love the build up to Christmas, but I appreciate not everyone wants to start as early as I do. So I've kind of reined myself in a little bit for my classes, but October we'll start getting there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I stamped my lady. So these stamps come in separate pieces, so you can stamp and line them up. Because they're photopolymer, you can see through them very easily, and you can see where you need to stamp the image on top. But if you do have a Stamparatus, this is a really good way to do it. So I've already lined my stamps up where I want them to be. So I'll get my piece of card. How I did that was I put one in place first, stamped that, and then placed the other one over the top, picked it up with the Stamparatus, so that I know when I want to stamp several of these, or for my class, they're in the place they need to be. So pop the magnet in the middle. I'm just going to ink up with Memento ink. And the beauty of this is if you don't stamp, or if you don't get enough ink on the first time, you can restamp the image and it'll be in the same place. So pop this one down. See, my magnet was in the way a little bit, so let's get her hand back in. So this is great if you're not, you know, the best stamper in the world, or you've got quite a few of the same things. I've just moved the magnet up here. You know, this is a really good tool to have in your supplies. So flip this one over. And again, she didn't quite stamp up here. And because it's still in the corner, the magnet's still holding it in place, I can flip it over and hey presto, there she is all stamped up. So yeah, great tool, Stamper Artist. Pop that to one side. I'm not going to do all the colouring in front of you here, but I will show you the colours in true Blue Peter style here. I have one that I coloured in earlier. So just to let you know the colours I've used light and dark polished pink for her skirt, for this bow and the shoes, and that present there. As we don't have Blushing Bride blends, I've used Flirty Flamingo on these ones here, light mint macaron, light crumb cake, and light misty moonlight. So that's all the colours that I've used. I'll try and remember to put them on my blog post. I'm just going to show you how I coloured her skirt in. If you're not familiar with the blends, you can do it. So then you get a bit of shading on there. So I start with the darker one, and I've just gone over some of these folds here and some of this detail up here. You don't have to be really neat with this. I might do that whole panel there. We're going to cut her out as well, so don't worry if you're over the line a bit like I just have. Like this, and then use the lighter colour blend to, if you do little kind of circles over the bit that you've just coloured, it will start to blend together, so you lose that kind of harsh line that you get with regular colouring pens. You see that's starting to disappear there, and you would do that on all of these ones where you've put the darker colour just to blend that in, and then you can just go ahead and just colour, you know, you'll take more time, but colour the rest of her skirt in so that it kind of starts to blend in a bit more. Oh, the other colour I used for her legs, I used light, it's not ivory, I used light petal pink. Obviously you can use any shade, darker shades, whatever suits. So there's the finished one there. And then, my friends, it's a case of fussy cutting, which I know maybe scares some people, but with the presents and things being so square, it's really not that scary to do. So you move the paper more than you move your snips, and you just go round. You can come in from other angles, and just cut around all of these pieces here. So, you know, take your time when you're doing it, and it's quite therapeutic, the colouring and the cutting. I'm not going to cut all of this now because that would be pretty boring for you to watch. So I'll join you in a second when I've cut the rest of it out. Okay, so the last little bit there we have it. So get rid of the scraps. Obviously don't worry about the little pieces in here. Okay, so once you've got her all coloured in, we're going to use some ribbon. Well, I used some ribbon. I quite like that to give her a little belted effect. Okay, so let's use a ribbon. It's called Glittered Organdy ribbon. So gorgeous. So we've got it in black, now we've got it in white. So you will need about 6.5 inches. And all I did was just tie it round her waist here. So I've just tucked it in those little creases there, and I've just tied a double knot. I just thought it gave her a little sparkle. And this is in the same suite as the papers as well. just a double knot. There we go. And then you can trim the ends off. Flip her over and I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back. So obviously you're not going to see all this mess, colouring mess on the back. And she will just go over the edge of the scallop, which is why I didn't stamp her directly on there, but I quite like her being propped up a little bit anyway. So there, see, she'll slightly go off either end, or one or the other. And then we're going to stick these layers on the front of the card. One here. I always think when the children go back to school, mine have just gone back, that this kind of countdown to Christmas then, because it whizzes by. My sister, who will be watching this video, hates that I start Christmas so early and starts talking about Christmas so early, but to me, with the girls at school, it just flies by. So sorry, Deanna. Okay, with this one, we're going to stick her on here, but obviously we need to be able to open the card. So we're just going to put some glue at the top here. Make sure you've got the right end. Over the card there. Stick that down. There we go. So nice and free there. And then we're just going to finish off with, I've gone ahead and pre-coloured some rhinestones in Misty Moonlight using the Misty Moonlight blends, and I'm just going to pop one there on the bottom. So there we have it, my Delivering Cheer floating panel card. I hope you enjoy making it. Take care, see you soon, bye.